and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
All right, we have a quorum employed.
We do.
All right. First item is presentations. The presentations, do we want to have? Do we have our?
Actually, first item is approval of the minutes.
Oh,
We want to do
okay.
that.
Well, on my agenda it says presentation, but we'll just go to the approval of the minutes. So the
Oh, I
March
see. Okay.
2nd meeting, pages 1 through 6. And after you get done checking those over, get a motion. Please.
I'll motion to approve the minutes.
Okay, Cynthia made a motion, do we have a second?
Second.
Tom had a second. Second, all in favor? Unanimous, thank you. The next item is a public hearing for the comprehensive plan update.
Okay, so Miss Amy Goldsby is here on behalf of Three Rivers Regional Commission for presentation.
Do everything you need.
Good evening. Here tonight to give a brief update on the comprehensive plan. We're kicking off the comprehensive plan process for the town of Sharpsburg. We do this it's a 5-year update, so every 5 years we update the plan. There's a handout that I passed around. This is provided by the state law, the Georgia Planning Act of 1989. We assess existing conditions and future needs. We look at the vision that you previously had as well as your goals and policies. We develop your community work program as well as report on the accomplishments that you've made so far on your last work program. And all of this is to maintain your qualified local government status, which will allow you to remain eligible for grants and other funds. And there's a link here if you want to download a copy of your comp plan if you don't have it, or I can email you one, whichever you prefer.
I think we have one.
Sometimes people don't. This is a 20-year plan, so it'll be from 2026 to 2046. And we are required to update it every 5 years. And in that 5 years, we do the 5 years is also the limit of the community work program. The different sections of the plan, you have your community goals, your needs and opportunities. There's a section on broadband, and then of course your land use section, which includes your character area map and your land use narrative, and then the community work program. And here is a picture of your last FLU from 2021. We'll be updating that as well. And then your community vision. The town of Sharpsburg is a small town with big ideas. Through sound planning and leadership, Sharpsburg will provide an environment for economic growth while maintaining the small town feel. The town of Sharpsburg and its citizens will do their best to provide a safe, pleasant living and working community that is realistic given the town's resources and capabilities. So, and then your goals: promote economic expansion and quality development, manage land use, infrastructure, and resources efficiently and sensitively, promote the availability of quality, safe housing options, maximize transportation network efficiency, connectivity, and safety, and strive to obtain the highest level of quality of life for every citizen of the town of Sharpsburg. So we'll be looking at your goals and making sure they still work for you. And then within each goal, there's like different policies and objectives, so we'll be looking at those as well to make sure you're achieving your goals. Who is involved? This is a collaborative effort, so it's going to be the Three Rivers team, along with the steering committee you appoint, your public and community stakeholders, elected officials, and city staff. So we're all going to be working together on this process. For the plan steering committee, it's up to you how you want to structure it or how many people you want, but you have to have at least one member of the governing body, as well as someone from the economic development sector. And that can be just a business owner. It doesn't have to be like Chamber of Commerce and whatnot. But it's up to you. So I think you mentioned DDA or so. The committee should include other local community stakeholders and citizens which represent a wide spectrum of interests. For public participation, of course, we'll have these public hearings, one in the beginning and one at the end, but then we'll also do like a survey and get feedback from you all on that, to ask the questions that you feel that need to be answered by your citizens, as well as like a community open house where people can come and give their feedback. And then it'll be a regional review from the different, from the region to see if there are any comments. So the planning process is going to run from April to October. The draft plan will need to be adopted in October. So by October. So this is a tentative schedule. But do you have any questions?
What do you see as the city staff involvement with this? What you need from us?
There'll be, and I'm sure there'll be discourse if we have things that we need and along the way and scheduling things.
And who's taking the lead on it? Is this going to be Three Rivers taking the lead and moving it along?
Yes.
Okay.
I mean, Three Rivers is coordinating this process.
Okay.
We're responsible for this update.
Okay. Okay.
And we'll work with, like, making sure we have the public open house at a time and a place that is, beneficial to the city, and the survey and,
Okay, so basically it's gonna be Three Rivers taking charge of it then, and just we're supplementing as we need to be supplementing along with it. Okay. All right. And do you have a preference? I think I saw this month, but you need to know who the steering committee members are
if possible.
this month. Okay.
I mean, if it's early May, that's fine too.
And is there a particular number of people that need to be on this committee?
It just came from Grantville, and they had like maybe 15, but it just depends if you want to do 7 or 15 or however many you want to do.
So there isn't a set number,
No,
but just
it's
as many
up to
as we
the
can get.
community.
Okay, gotcha. Okay.
Just to get that cross section of interest.
Okay.
What are public outreach activities? What are they?
We'll do a survey. Usually there'll be a hard copy as well as online that people can fill out and give feedback. And then we'll have probably a public open house where they can come and look at the maps and like point out things that they like or they would like improved or so.
Okay.
Alright. Thank you.
Thank you.
Yeah.
And my contact information is on the back, so if anyone needs to
Wonderful.
reach out.
So Amy, whenever I get the names of the contacts, I'll shoot you the names and information, and we'll go from there about the steering committee.
Well, I think you need, if this is a public hearing, you need to open the public hearing and see if anybody wants to speak.
Okay, so do I need a motion to open the public hearing?
No.
No,
No,
you can
okay,
just open it.
just opening the public hearing, do we have anybody from the public that wants to speak? We'll close the public hearing. Perfect. And now we can move to new business?
Pardon?
We can move to new business now?
Yes.
Okay. So the first item on the new business is resolution 2026-05, the Downtown Development Authority appointments, pages 11 and 12. So we have a couple of all right. Let's see here. We reappointed some new members to our Downtown Development Authority last meeting. And now we're going to formally ratify these through the adoption of the resolution. And it's
Yes.
going to set the term April 6th, 2025. It will expire on April 5th, 2029. So it's a 4-year length for each.
A couple of times I've been asked about when are they gonna take the oaths of office, and they're gonna take it next Monday.
Okay.
And all three of them, since 2 of them are being newly appointed and one's being reappointed, all 3 need to take the oath.
Okay. Got it. Do you have any questions? No, we get a motion.
I move that we accept the appointments. Of the members that we mentioned last time, was Mrs. Edge and, Harrison.
Yeah, I'll second that.
So Polly has made a motion, Tom has a second, all in favor? Unanimous, thank you. The next item is resolution 2026-06, and it's the resolution calling for a special referendum election authorizing the town of Sharpsburg, Georgia, to issue licenses for the package sale of distilled spirits, pages 13 through 18. So this is just, this referendum would just place it on the ballot for the voters to decide whether they would like to see the sale of distilled spirits in the town.
With regard to this resolution as well, we put it on the resolution having at the time not heard from Ashley Gay at Coweta County Elections Office. Since publishing the agenda, she has reached out to us. She had some corrections that she wanted made to the resolution. Those corrections were made, and then Brad came in with a couple more corrections as well. So we have an amended resolution. So the vote would be to approve the amended resolution, not the one that's in your packet. And then we will go ahead and make sure that whenever they get this, it will be what is needed that is correct. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
So it's gonna be an amended resolution.
And let me just say, a couple of them were just minor edits that
Okay.
really didn't affect. The important thing is that she wants it advertised not within the 90 days, but at least 90 days. So you'll see in the resolution, it's gonna advertise on July 29th, the first time. And then she said, after due caution, treat it like a regular election and re-advertise then on October 14, 21, and 28 before the vote. That's what we normally do for regular elections, but it's a little iffy as to whether that's necessary, that you only have to advertise the one time. But so with all deference to her, since she's gonna be conducting the election, we'll do it the way she wants it, so.
Okay.
Right.
That she's comfortable with. So those are the only two substantive changes, is changing those dates
Okay.
and adding the 3 dates at the end.
Wonderful.
Is this just to get it on the ballot?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes.
It's got nothing to do with how it'd be affected?
Pardon?
And it would have nothing to do with how it's affected?
No,
Quantities of alcohol that require
no,
minimums,
what
square
we'll
footage?
do is, if you approve this, then we'll start working on a, ordinance.
Okay.
Now, what happened the last time we started working on an ordinance, and there were a couple of things that we had not nailed down. I think we stuck with the 5,000 square foot requirement, as I recall, which you've got to have 5,000 total square feet, and I forget what it is on the front, and then, the storage space. And what we didn't settle on was the inventory. The Coweta County and Union were both bouncing back and forth at the time between $500,000 and $750,000 in inventory. And of course, today with what has happened with
prices.
tariffs and the liquor
Yeah.
prices,
It's not
the
hard.
number of bottles that 750,000 carries is not what it was in 2021. So
Right.
Yeah.
kind of reversed. But at the same time, I think that Sonoy may have settled on 500,000.
Yeah.
But anyway, we had not settled, and so we were getting ready that if it passed, that we would have an ordinance in place to adopt, and but then it failed, so we never finished.
How badly did it fail?
What, at $5?
Is it not
I
much?
think, yeah, it was a slim margin. Yeah.
It
Very-
was a slim margin?
Yeah, I think it was 5 or 7 votes.
Okay.
Come on, people.
I think there was like a total of 86 votes
Yeah.
that year,
Wow.
and it may have been like 46-40. So
That wasn't very much.
it wasn't much.
This is a year though, you're gonna have governor on the ballot, it's gonna have a larger
Right.
draw of people.
Yeah,
so-
Right.
there'll be, that was in the odd number
Yeah.
or in the
Yeah.
off election year for national and state elections, but it was our normal election year for you. So you would have thought, since we had people on the ballot, that at least the turnout would have been higher, but it was consistent. I mean, with the election results in 2021 with the council people, I mean, it was about the same as others, so it didn't generate any more voters simply because you had the referendum on. We thought it might, when people want to express a desire on that, but it was pretty consistent with your regular numbers.
Jumping back to the conditions, is there a set rule that the state has that we have to follow loosely?
There are some, yes, yeah.
Okay.
The main thing for you to decide is numbers,
Yeah.
how many you want,
How many
and
stores?
how many stores you want. In other words, my suggestion would be 1,
Yeah.
simply because of the
Size.
the population numbers. The county picked 3, the city picked 3. The cities is based upon 15,000 that has an automatic increase. So, right now, the city of Newnan it was based upon using 45,000, so if city of Newnan population gets to 60,000, there would be the additional of another store.
Okay.
The county used 45 or 50, somewhere in that neighborhood for their three. And so if the county gets like to 180,000, then the ordinance already authorizes, unless they change it,
Right.
it already authorizes another store.
So using their criteria, we could use, we have a little kiosk out in the middle of the parking lot somewhere.
No, we want them, no, that's why you have the square footage in the,
Yeah. So. But anyway, I think that the way Sonoy did it, theirs was based, they authorized two. And, of course, one came in immediately, and the second one, is it open yet?
It's open.
yeah. It
It
probably
had,
is
so
open.
the second one is open.
Yeah.
Where is it, where is it?
So,
It's really close to the first one.
Yeah, it's right there with Dollar General and,
That new brick building
the vet and all of that.
on 16.
Okay,
It's,
okay. Yeah.
subdivision.
so now, the other thing though is there are, and we, in both the county and the city were, careful about designating where they could go. And so we went ahead and published a map before we started taking applications. Because the city, number one, didn't want them closer than 1,500 feet apart. Number two, because they didn't want them just packed in one area.
Yeah.
And then you've got certain restrictions that apply to package sales of distilled spirits, that you have to follow, which in some cases they're the same as beer and wine package sales, but in some cases they're a little more than what beer and wine has. So they're limited as to where they can go. Now in the state law, that's, I think, 300 feet is the, and of course we had someone who was talking about wanting to export it here, and the first thing we told them, they better go get a survey, before they even start thinking about it, because that is something, now that's no guarantee to them, because you can dictate where you want it to go. So.
All right.
Which would be either downtown, or you would want it on the 54 corridor, or 16. So, I mean, you could designate the area. Of course, you've got to put it in a commercial zoned area.
Right.
I mean, it'd have to go in that. You couldn't stick one in the middle of Wellsburg Station.
Somebody might
Yeah,
try if you don't
so.
say. Any question on that? Okay, can I get a motion?
Was the motion adopted?
Yes.
I motion to adopt the new, resolution.
All right, Cynthia made a motion, do we have a second?
Yeah, I'll second it.
Thomas a second, all in favor? Unanimous, all right. The next item is the monthly street litter removal services, pages 19 and 20, and we've talked about this a couple times. So this is, Arbor Valley is going to start doing trash pickup. Monthly, and they're going to do it along the town streets. Their proposed cost for the service is $225 per month, or $2,700 annually. So if approved, this arrangement will begin April 2026, and it will impact the fiscal year 2026 budget, if approved. So, we did discuss having volunteers and stuff like that. We just felt like this was just way easier than managing. and safer.
Yeah.
And that was brought up, you mentioned also in that letter, trimmings, some of the trimming,
Mm-hmm.
is that included in that?
No, it is not. Trimming is not a part of this, but we actually had money in our 26 budget for trimming. And so, they've already gone out and trimmed some of the right of way, and they're also coming out and trimming the cherry trees later this month as well.
Oh, so
So that's already
just
part of
picking
it.
up.
Correct,
This is
Well,
simply picking up, yes ma'am.
Picking up trash, like,
once a month.
the
Mhm.
people that throw out the windows or something like that.
Yeah.
Yes ma'am.
What about like, who is it? I think Sonoy, maybe Noonan, you know how sometime during the winter, this fall, when they break leaves up and stuff like that, they pile the branches and leaves right there on the corner.
Mm.
So
By
would
the
they pick up,
street.
or the street, would they pick up stuff like that?
No, that would be
That
our
hasn't
bulk
been,
pickup, would it be?
that hasn't been addressed, but usually if it's branches and trees under GFL, we get them
Yeah.
to do a bulk pickup. As we see it, then we call up GFL, they'll bring a truck along and pick up the branches. Nothing about leaves has been discussed.
Yeah, so it would be our.
But
So
the-
that's something we already paying for?
Yes ma'am.
Oh.
Mhm.
Well, I love that. I have a lot of those.
Well,
Makes that easy,
What's-
right?
What kind of, what size or what weights, I guess,
I can
much?
get you that. I don't have it directly on mine,
Let
but
me know.
I can get you that.
Because that oak tree just keep breaking off limbs.
Just let us know. So if you're talking about one like in your yard,
Mm-hmm.
give us a call, and it may be better to take a picture and shoot it to us. We can send it over and see if they can get it. But so far, I've not had them deny a single request.
Have anybody ever came to ask for that request to use it?
All the time.
No?
hmm
Okay.
do you guys have any questions on this?
No, it is stated though, this request if approved is not a part of the 2026 budget, as was mentioned. But we're also starting a little bit later in the year, so the impact would be for the rest of this year, $2,025, which I think is completely reasonable. But for $225, that some people go around monthly and pick up garbage.
Well, so they're only gonna do it once a month.
Yes,
They're
ma'am.
not gonna do it.
What is this gonna entail? One guy walking along with a pickup stick?
I'll leave it to them on how they're gonna do it. That's the cost they gave me, so that's what it
There's
was.
gotta be a goal for how much they pick up and where they go and how many streets they could cover.
Yeah.
That's right.
Well, since they already cut the right of way, why don't they pick it up then?
They are picking it up then, but they don't cut right of way every month, especially in the colder seasons. In the colder seasons, for sure, you're still gonna have people throwing garbage out, but there's no need to go cut down the right of way.
Yeah, well, that's when it shows too.
What's that?
That's when it shows too, in the
Right.
colder season, yeah.
Yeah, sure.
Okay.
So they cut every, what, 2 weeks?
They do our lawn care here every 2 weeks. They
Yeah.
cut the right of way once a month.
I'll make a motion that we accept this and start doing it.
Okay, Tom has a motion, do we have a second?
I second it.
Cynthia has a second, all in favor? Unanimous, all right,
Okay, thank you.
thank you. Old business. We don't have any old business.
No, ma'am.
No. Public comments? No,
Okay.
all right, polling of the council.
Well, speaking of trash, I just thought about it. I've seen that Sonoy had their signs out already about their cleanup day.
Mm-hmm.
I think they do it twice a year or maybe once a year. How they get the dumpster, people can come throw their trash in the old refrigerator or washing machine. So I remember we did it maybe once or twice. Have we ever thought about doing it again? Maybe every other year if we don't do it once a year?
The answer is yes, it's been thought of before. It hasn't really been implemented, of course, but if there's interest in implementing it,
Yeah.
GFL would probably be very glad to bring their
Makes
their
me
stuff out here and do it.
It wouldn't be, it's not super expensive either.
When I talked to GFL one time, it wasn't so much about expense as much as about timing. We again have events here a lot. It was about timing, but I believe, I'm gonna throw back a couple of years, they were willing to do it for free. But I think it was during the time when the parking lot was still under work and under
Yeah.
sort of an issue. So frankly, it hasn't been brought back up, but I think we'll be more than glad to get back with GFL and see if they wanna do something.
see, yeah, see if we can do something this year.
Okay.
I think
do
we
that.
ought to.
That's all I do.
This is like a community event day. Come out here and throw garbage.
Tom? Got anything?
No, nothing at all.
I think we had remarkable good luck with our scheduling, the church and the DDA
I
and
know,
an opening all on the same weekend, and I think it would be a good idea if perhaps either the DDA or somebody planned to see if they could schedule them together again.
yes, we are planning on doing that,
Yeah, good.
yep.
They had 3 events all in one weekend, it was an accident, but it worked out really well for everybody. I
Yeah, it was
think.
nice. It worked out great. Yep, we did talk about that, so we're gonna,
Maybe one for the fall?
yeah. I don't know if we're gonna do Christmas again, it's just a tough time, you
I
know?
didn't say Christmas, I said fall.
I know, yeah,
In the autumn, how about that, open season?
exactly.
I like the way they did that, just as a general comment, the art was nice, but the quality of the people out there was good too.
Yeah, it was nice,
That's something they did a good job on at Christmas also,
yeah,
with the right mix of food,
yep,
as opposed to 20 people selling,
that's really the key.
yeah, yeah. Okay.
Yeah. All right, well, administrators report?
So, I think everyone will be pleased to know there is no executive session today. So, awesome for that. So we just approved 2 resolutions, so before you leave, you need signatures. Apart from that, I really have nothing, but I'm gonna turn it over to Angie for her discussion. You do as you will.
Oh, my goodness, okay. I'm not a public speaker.
We're not gonna judge.
You have in your packets the town, the maintenance summary in page 1. And basically, these are the key points of what we were able to accomplish this year. If you look at there's line items, one of the, I believe the last one will have the line item information for you, as well as we have that referenced in this packet. And the general repairs were $10,114.38 total cost versus $10,730, and that was approved. And so therefore, we were able to save $615.62. Multiple additional repairs were done that had to be done that we weren't expecting. For example, the outside water fountain, they had a bust on the filter, so there was like little things like that we weren't expecting, but now they're functional, so that helps us immensely with our outside activities. We have remaining funds will be allocated for future cleanings or different things that we may need. The road work is ongoing using the splots and the GDOT NELMIG. We have, as you can tell, we have had the flagpole finally replaced, and we are awaiting the invoice. I have contacted the gentleman twice, and he has not returned my call. So we were very blessed that we had some incredible people come in and work. We were able to obtain quotes from various people, as you were able to see before, and was able to schedule everything. Basically, the whole month of March was here. I mean, everything was being done. We decided at one point we had 2 people at the same time working on different things. But within the month, from the time they broke ground basically here, it was the whole month of March. We got everything done, the painting and everything that we had done. If you look at this summary, you will be able to see all the repairs that were done. This is basically a big picture of everything that we had done. It was wonderful to be able to have, the people that came in, and because everything was, I want to say pieced out, but we looked at everyone individually and what they brought to the table. We were able to save a lot of money that way. We are going to be getting new kick plates for the doors outside because people have been, that door gets banged up and we have a rock holding the door open. So in order to keep everything nice, We're gonna get a nice footplate, so little things like that, which don't seem to amount to a whole lot, but they actually help preserve the amount of painting that we had done and the work and the expense that we had putting this place together. I think it's brighter, I think it's beautiful.
Looks great.
Our town hall is now painted, it doesn't look like the inside of the Coweta County Jail, so we're really excited about that.
How do you know?
Yeah. She has experience.
You weren't supposed to tell. But,
I want to say great job from getting the quotes and managing everything and pulling it off. So thank you guys.
And the result.
Yeah.
It looks good.
It looks
I
great.
pulled down here to use the trash can the other day and everything was painted up and the bumpers were in place.
Yeah.
Looked
and
good.
you know, we have the lights now outside, and even though the light that is supposed to basically cover the dumpster is where it is, because that's the best place to put it, but at least it gives you some kind of light, and it's really, at least it's not dark back there, which is nice.
Right.
And I like the fact that the lights are dim, and so when you walk by, the lights brighten up. So we have it set so that it's lit at night now, and we have the cameras out there, so we have had a lot of good things happening.
Yeah.
Yeah, who repaired the gate on the library?
Luis did,
Did he?
yeah, he did.
Well, I went up there to do it and it was done.
Yep, we had it all covered, and for example, I'm gonna give you an example, we had electrical outlets out here that needed to be repaired badly. One of them was live and the wires were out. So we were able to get somebody here to get all, if you notice, all the lights outlets out in the whole building outside is all covered, brand spanking new, it's safe. We had rotted wood near the HVAC, the air conditioning areas, it was rotted. We had those repaired, we've had some wood repaired in the back, and there was a piece up here as well. So just little things that really will help preserve and save us money in the long run.
And check out the message board whenever you like.
And the
Yeah, I noticed
message
that
board,
too, yeah.
and the message board lights up at night.
The message board lights up, and you won't see it in the daylight, but come by here at night and look, and
It
it's
is
all lit.
beautiful, I have a picture of it because I love it.
Yeah, great job.
Great
Thank you so
job.
much.
And to brag on Angie a little bit too, you should have seen the tenacity
Yeah.
and the Bulldogs sort of getting all over their cases and doing it well, and she did great. And
Maxwell, you're not surprised, I know.
that's the way it should have gone. So I think kudos to
How big,
Angie for
any
sure.
real big that's left to do?
I have a list, I already have a 2027 list already.
There's always a list, but
I have a list.
one of the funny things, I don't know if it's so funny or laughable, but it's sometimes you wonder if this place doesn't have ears or noses that to get fixed. One of the items on the list to be fixed was the bathroom out there. We had one faucet that didn't work when you guys made approval.
Yeah.
And then Tom, you came over and saw it. But I want to say probably within the week after council approved for this to happen, all 4 faucets went out. But it wasn't just that they quit working. 2 of them quit working, one in the men's bathroom and one in the ladies' bathroom. The other 2 worked aggressively. You couldn't turn them off. You couldn't turn them off. They were on like full pressure the whole way through.
Great.
So yeah, and you saw that, Tom.
Yeah.
And
That
you
was
should
the-
see- You should see the faucets in there are so beautiful that it's making the ones in here jealous.
And about the faucets in there,
The
so we
ones
were,
in here will have to wait till next year probably.
yes.
That's one of the things that I have on my budget list, yes.
The other thing we kind of shook our head on and said, you really can't make it up, is when we went to replace those faucets, because again, 2 are working, 2 are not. The faucets were, first of all, no longer available, so you couldn't just buy the same one you had. And whoever installed them to begin with, installed them specifically for that particular faucet. So that no other faucet that's on the market that we were able to find and that our contractor was able to find would even fit the plumbing that was there. So we had to actually get the plumbing even redone to put the faucets in. So that was a part of it too. So that was, when the council agreed to give an extra 2, should we need it, it was for stuff just like that. And wondering who pulled that number off back in the day, but it's fixed now and it should be able to replace anything else that needs to be replaced in time.
We also have now had it said that if the water's going to be turned out in the bathrooms, we now have a water main that we can shut off. which we didn't have before. So
So,
those
that's
kind of
all
things,
right.
that's kind of, like I said, those little things in case of
Yes,
emergency, we can do that.
Can you winterize it, I guess?
Pardon?
You can winterize it.
Yeah, you go there and shut it off and
Yes.
turn it all down, and
Yes.
winterize it, so it doesn't blow up again.
Great job.
So kudos to you.
Yeah. So mayor's report, I don't have much, we've got the conceptual drawings for the, convenience store. Show them to Brad, he hasn't seen them.
Yes.
And then,
Oh.
so I just wanted to pass this out, and this is just a thought, this is not, I'm still getting some more information on it. I've been looking at playground equipment, so of course, on my phone, playground equipment is everywhere. And this Amish Direct website popped up with this really cool train playground. So you can customize colors, you get 2 slides and a little rock climbing wall. So I'm getting the price to have it done in composite wood instead of the regular wood, so we don't have the maintenance. But we were thinking if we did that and then a swing set, it would be really cool out there by the train track.
That's precious.
Isn't that great?
Yeah.
Where are you talking about putting it?
In
Not
that
where the
little
old
triangle.
used, not where the old used to be. The old playground.
Well, half of the old playground's gone, so,
Yeah, I know it.
I mean, it's like a triangle section.
I'll just call it a museum.
Yeah.
Well, I'm,
Did you say add a swing, cause this does have a swing on
Yeah,
it.
so there's this, here, I'll show you the swing set. It's like this.
Oh, so add additional?
No, so there would not be a swing set here, there would be like a rock wall.
Okay,
So this would just be the 2 slides, a rock wall, and then,
that kind
and then like put 4 swings. If we can get 4 swings, we might just be able to get 2, but if we can get 4, that'd be great. But the best part is, it's Amish built, and they bring it and they assemble it right there for you. Yeah.
Thank you very much.
And, what else? It's cool looking.
I don't want to try to complicate this thing, but if you get a composite, are you restricting yourself on the colors?
I suppose.
I imagine you would.
What's wrong with those colors?
And we don't want purple.
That's not purple. What's wrong with these colors?
it's not purple.
They have like 30 different color choices. But
It took us
also,
a year and a half to get the.
I'm not talking about, this is not purple. I was making my judgment based on this.
so
I like
also,
that. Don't
also for the price, I mean, the things that I were looking at that were much more expensive were just
I love it.
had no care, it just was, you know.
So what the lifespan on this would be?
Well, I mean, it's got a warranty, the guy's supposed to call me back about the composite wood, and I'll get all their warranties and all that. I just found it this morning, so.
Okay. Well, we also got to look into some other stuff. Andrew was talking about the safety part about it, right?
Everything that they do is all compliant with law,
So you have to put the ground down for it,
yes.
Right.
and, are we gonna be restricted by the number of square footage, how much square footage we have to put?
Well, it's got in there the measurements of the size that you need, and we'd have to discuss if we wanna do a fence around it or not. I mean, I think, you know, if we wanna get a price on it, we'll just figure out.
That's gonna be cool down there by that.
And the lead time's 4 weeks, which is not bad.
No, that's not bad at all.
Yeah.
That's really good. That makes me happy.
I like it's
So
unique,
this is
it's
something we can
different.
do
It
before.
is, isn't it?
Yeah, I like it. I'm for it. Yeah, I love it.
So maybe at the next meeting, you have enough information.
Oh, for sure, for sure.
Yay,
Yeah, awesome. Thank you, guys.
thank you.
That's all I have.
That's it.
Nothing for executive session?
No, ma'am.
So can we get a motion to adjourn?
I make a motion, we adjourn.
Tommy made a motion, to a second.
Second.
Polly's a second, all in favor? Unanimous? Awesome, thank you.
I love that. Need to put that on the front.
Yeah.
That way you can see it.
So I just need to get signatures, everybody.